Hello, Mike. This is Eddie Deezen. Okay, I want to talk to you first of all about Grease. Grease was my very first movie. It was like people say, what was it like working in Grease? Grease was like going to a party, the greatest party of your life. Remember the greatest party you ever had in your life? Grease was like that. It was like a 2-month party, and it didn't end. Well, it did end after 2 months, but it was the greatest party of my life that lasted for 2 months. That's kind of how it was. I loved everybody in the cast. I loved John. John would call me Buddy. He'd come over and shake my hand every day. How are you, Buddy? He was like the biggest star in the world. It was my first film. I was a total unknown, you know. And John would come over. How are you, Buddy? Good to see you, Buddy. He'd always shake my hand. The first scene where I would get there, you know, the T-Birds, like, you know, the T-Birds are there and they mess up my hair and kind of hassle me around. And John, after every take, John would come over. Are you okay, Buddy? Are you all right, Buddy? They'd mess me up. Cut. The director says, John would go, are you okay, Buddy? And he'd always make sure I was okay. Anyway, the last day of Grease, we're doing the carnival scene, you know, and the director, Randall Kleiser, and the producer, Alan Carr, was there. And they said, Eddie, we were at the carnival, you know, and he said, Eddie, will you ride on this spin-around machine, this whirling, twirling machine? I go, no, I get motion sick, please. They go, come on, Eddie, will you do it? So I was a trooper, so I did it. So I spun around on the machine. Now, if you look at Grease, you'll see the carnival scene. You'll see a little blur there for about 1 second in the twirling machine. That blur is me. Anyway, I'm walking off the field after they filmed the scene. I threw up in the middle of the field. It was my ignominious last day of Grease. I threw up in the middle of the carnival field. I went to my dressing room and I collapsed. That was my last day of shooting in Grease. I remember Jeff Conaway tried to get me laid. He tried to get a hooker for me and try to get me laid. I was real scared, but it never happened. Unfortunately for the girl, she didn't get the experience having sex with me, so she really lost something there. Anyway, 1941 was great. I got to work with Steven Spielberg, who I loved. Again, I'll give you another throw-up story. I was on the Ferris wheel, you know. In 1941, I spent the movie on a Ferris wheel. Murray and I are there with my ventriloquist dummy. So Steven's whipping us around on the Ferris wheel real lot one day, and I'm getting whipped around. I started to get motion sick, so I get down. Steven takes me down. He says, go lay in my dressing room. So I go lay in the dressing room. I'm on Steven Spielberg's cot in his dressing room, feeling nauseous. So I got on my hands and knees. I felt real nauseous, and I crawled in the bathroom, and I threw up. Then I realized I just threw up in Steven Spielberg's toilet. It was an honor. It was one of the highlights of my career. I got to throw up in Spielberg's toilet. Steven was a great day. Steven was a great guy, I'm sorry. One day I'm on the set, okay? Steven turns to me, goes, Eddie, you want to have lunch with us? Okay, sure, I'll have lunch with Steven Spielberg. So I go to the commissary with Steven. It's Steven Spielberg, John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, and me. I'm having lunch with these guys. I'm like Jackie Gleason, you know, Ralph Cramden. Humming. I'm there. I didn't say a word the whole hour. We have lunch together for an hour. I didn't say one word the whole hour. So I sat there like a dummy. Finally, I realized I didn't have any money to pay for my lunch. Luckily, Steven picked up the tab. John Belushi was a wonderful guy. He was a great guy. I remember that. And Dan Aykroyd was a great guy. And, of course, working for Steven was an honor. Anyway, I wanted to congratulate you about your Vickie books and about Southern Cross. That's very cool, very well done, Mike. And Mike, I thought 1941 writing it, Ventriloquist for Dummies. Well, I don't know who should read it. You were the dummy. Maybe have the dummy read it because you're a very nice guy and you're not really a dummy. I wanted to say hi to you, Mike, and this is the video for you. And I hope you have a great weekend, okay? Take care and have a great autumn and a great holiday season. Okay, take care, Mike. Bye.